All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the American Nightmare Podcast. This is episode number 22, and we're recording on December 12th, 2019. The last show of 2019, maybe.
Woo-hoo!
Unless we can squeeze another one in. Woohoo! All right.
Yeah, we talked about putting another one in there, but we're running out of time, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we are. We are running out of time, and I know that everyone has busy holiday schedules and all that fun stuff. It becomes more difficult to try and squeeze in another recording. If we can, we will, but if we don't, that's fine.
Well, I actually have more time because I take off and I have like 2 weeks off in a row, and I do absolutely nothing.
Oh,
So
that's
look
nice.
at that.
Wow.
Maybe we can squeeze one in.
I work through the holidays, but I'm West Coast time, so I can squeeze.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and start off with some horror news, and there's a lot of it this month,
Really?
because we have not really talked for little more than a month, and it seems like the month of October was so crazy that we didn't report all the news. So there was a bunch in November and a whole bunch announced at the beginning of this month. So we got a bunch to talk about.
Okay.
First of all,
Let her rip.
we mentioned 2 episodes ago that Stephen King's The Stand is going to be a miniseries. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't recall exactly where that was. That is going to be on CBS All Access.
No.
Now, they started filming that back in October.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 10-part miniseries. Yeah, so that's
It's a lot of
great.
parts.
Well, that's great because The Stand is a fantastic book. But
Yeah.
there's so many words to it. It's such a long book. I think 10 hours is probably awesome.
Yeah, the last one, didn't they just knock it like 3 or 4 episodes?
Yeah, it was. Actually, there were 3 2-hour episodes. It was 6 hours.
Yeah. And they cut a lot of shit out.
They cut a whole bunch out. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited for this. I'm upset that it's on CBS All Access, but apparently CBS does still own the rights to reproducing The Stand anytime they want.
Yeah.
Blumhouse Black Christmas comes out tomorrow.
Going to see it.
Yes.
Got tickets to see it.
Excellent. That should be our review for January. Then we should do with
Yeah.
Black Christmas.
I figured since it's Friday the 13th, it'd be a good night to go see one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just to recall, the original episode was 1974. It was a great movie.
I
Yeah.
rewatched that the other night.
I love
Too.
that movie.
Yeah.
2006, they did a remake, which I did not watch, and I heard really bad reviews about it.
I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one. I watched it. It wasn't horrible, though.
Now, this new remake, 2019, is a complete reimagining of the story.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that.
It seems to me like the story is good. Like, from what I see, it looks like it's going to be a decent story.
Yeah, it looks like
it's
there's
a
some good
nice
deaths
twist.
in it, too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a little news there. Wrong Turn, great movie, is getting rebooted.
Really?
Adam?
Nice. I did like that movie.
Yeah,
there was like
that's-
3 or 4 sequels to that then, too, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a few. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. I mean, it was a great movie.
Was that Eliza Dushku in the first one?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is such a
man.
beast, man. But it is the year for reboots, right?
Yeah.
My God. Pumpkinhead.
It's good and it's bad, right? It's
Yeah.
like, where's the creativity? But
Yeah, and you get your good reboots, and then you get your pet cemeteries.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's done right, all the modern special effects, even there are some really great practical effects out there. As a matter of fact, there's this great. I don't know if you ever watched GQ, I believe it is, has this channel on YouTube where they have interviews with actors,
Mm-hmm.
and they cover their top 5 most memorable movies.
Okay.
And Isaac Oscar was on last week, and one of the movies that he talked about was Annihilation. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen that yet.
I have.
I have not.
Fantastic movie, definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
But he talked about the scene in it, and Craig, you'll recognize this in front of our viewers. Here's a bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it, you might not want to listen to this part, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Son of a...
There's a great scene where they're like, there's
earmuffs.
some found footage scenes in the movie, Craig, if you remember, and they
Yep.
were in that swimming pool inside that school,
Yep.
and they look at the found footage and they cut the guy's stomach open and you see his intestines moving.
Yep.
That was completely practical effects.
Oh, cool.
he talked about how awesome those practical effects were, and he said how much he loves working with practical effects.
Yeah.
And
Because there was quite a bit of CGI in that movie.
yeah,
for
there
sure.
was, but there was a lot of practical too, and that scene
Okay.
was amazing for practical effects. And I love
Yeah.
practical effects, and it seems like if you take an old horror movie, you take the practical effects, you enhance the practical effects either by making them even better than they were, because there's new techniques, new technologies that make them better, or you can enhance practical effects with a little bit of digital layering on top of it.
Yep.
Not to overdo digital, because horror movies are great when they're practical. You
Oh,
get
yeah, for
better
sure.
reactions from the cast during scenes that are gory or graphic.
Yeah,
if there's
especially
something
blood, like
practical.
splattering, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean. I don't know that they can do a good job of blood CGI.
No,
you know, it's-
no. Pumpkinhead is being remade. Now, we talked about this on a previous episode.
that's one that's too good to remake, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm a little weary about it, because especially considering that they talked about this in 2016, there were some rumors going around about it. They were looking for someone to write the screenplay. The screenplay got written in 2018, and it's been sitting on a shelf waiting for someone to produce it.
Yeah, and then you had what's his name, Hendrickson. He was a good actor in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
There was the original was just a great movie.
yeah. Practical effects again too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this gentleman, producer by the name of Peter Block, he produced the movie that's coming out now called The Shed. He has been hired to produce this movie, so he's got the screenplay in hands. He says there's going to be an announcement soon, but it's too early for him to talk about it right now. But I'm a little bit excited for that. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's to me, I have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to that movie. It's one of the
Yeah, I
first
agree.
movies I watched when I was pretty, I might have been a teenager, and I watched it with my nephew, and it scared the living piss out of him. So I
Nice.
love that movie, but I really would like that if they do remake it, that they don't blow it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Stephen King, we talked previously about this, the Stephen King The Outsider miniseries. That will debut on HBO on February 12th.
That's the Jason Bateman
Yep,
one, right?
Jason Bateman.
Nice.
There's again 10 episodes. Ben Mendelsohn is in it, which his part from the previews looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So they got some great talent in this, and I'm really hoping.
Well, didn't
it's good.
HBO do it a while, like a long time ago? Didn't they?
I don't recall.
Okay, I think they might have. Like, I want to say back in the '80s, they might.
They may have, and I just don't recall.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I know that Jason Bateman is involved in producing it, so we'll see where it goes. But it looks really good. I don't know if you guys have watched Mr. Mercedes at all.
No.
I have not.
It's another just great adaptation of a Stephen King movie into a TV show. Not only that, and I know we talked about this in the past. Some of you have watched the first couple episodes of Castle Rock on Hulu last year. I watched the entire series. It picked up and it got really interesting. And in the end, the final episode really kind of threw me for a loop, and I was a little upset with it. But this season has been absolutely stellar. It has been amazing. And they tied it into last season and finally put to rest the thing that was bothering me, and I love it.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
So it seems to me that whoever's writing those episodes, and I know they have varied different writers, and it is being produced by J.J. Abrams, it's very good.
So you have to actually finish. I have to actually finish watching season 1 if I want to watch season 2.
Yes, they definitely are tied together. So you will need to complete season 1 first. They are significantly tied together.
Give it another shot, I guess.
I don't have Hulu.
I got Disney Plus and Hulu bundled now.
Okay, nice.
It was $69 to pay for the whole year up front, which was pretty cheap.
Oh, that's a good
No,
deal.
that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Is it still on the deal, or was it like a Black
No,
Friday
it's still
type of deal?
still a deal. As a matter of fact, they throw in ESPN also. So you get ESPN, Hulu, Disney Plus for $69 a year.
Through what? Through Hulu or?
No, just go to DisneyPlus.com. You sign up there. They own Hulu, so they'll go, oh, you have a Hulu plan. Would you like to sign up for the bundle? Say yes. It's $69 one-time payment.
Huh. I wonder if I can do that, even though I already signed up for the
Yes,
Disney.
you can switch. If you
Oh,
were
you can?
if you were on the demo and doing the monthly payments,
Yeah.
you can go to their website and just click I want the bundle, and it'll sign you up.
Oh, sweet! I'm definitely going to do that because my PS View's gone at the end of January.
Yeah,
so
they're getting rid of that. That's why I'm looking into
need
Hulu,
a new streaming
actually.
service. Yeah,
And Hulu has the
Hulu has live TV. They have
Comcast
HBO
Sports.
bundle.
yeah,
Yep.
NBC Sports.
Sports Philadelphia. Yeah,
Yeah, so that might be the way to go.
Yeah,
it's either that or Sling. I think's the other one that offers
Yeah.
it. I know. So yeah, I'll probably go Hulu.
Elizabeth Banks. You guys are all familiar with her. She was
Yep.
in
Yes.
Zach and Miri Make a Porno. She was in a
Mhm.
bunch of different movies. She recently was the director, producer, and starred in the new Angels movie, Charlie's Angels, which
Right.
flopped horribly. It was a horrible
Yeah.
movie. She is now signed up to direct and star in Universal Pictures' Invisible Woman.
interesting.
Yes. I'm eager to see more information about that. That is all I saw recently. It was recently just announced by Universal. I know that Universal was trying to reboot the monsters and bring all the Universal monsters into a universe.
Yeah, they were
Um,
trying to do that with
that-
like the Mummy. I think was the first
Well,
one,
that
right?
Mummy movie was garbage. I don't know if you watched it. It was
No,
garbage.
I remember you
No.
saying it was garbage, so I never watched it.
It was garbage.
Was that wasn't the Tom Cruise one? Was
Yes,
it?
Yeah.
yes. It was
Oh,
pure
yeah, I didn't watch
and
it because of Tom
complete
Cruise.
and
I did not
utter-
watch it.
Yeah, complete and utter garbage. They tried to introduce Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in there. You know, they wanted to bring this universe together. It flopped. They pulled the plug on that. And now they're going to try again. So we'll see what happens here. Invisible Woman sounds interesting.
I was gonna say that's what they're gonna their new jump point is, the Invisible Woman.
Yep.
Ugh.
I think it's a poor
Yeah,
start. I would have started
whoever's-
with Wolfman or Dracula.
Dracula.
Or something more popular. Maybe even The Mummy. Try it again. You know, do it right
Yeah.
this time.
Well, somebody's not doing their job.
Yeah. Well, the problem is Universal has a big problem with movie by committee.
Yeah.
And
Like-
that's where
like Fox.
Right. It's board of directors making stupid decisions, trying to make
Yep.
money, and just ignoring the fans and ignoring the story. Blumhouse has released a trailer for Fantasy Island.
Yeah, they said
Oh,
it was.
yeah,
They
but-
said it was going to have a horror.
It is.
That's
a
right.
hor-
I did
it
see
is
the
a-
trailer.
It,
It
is
does look like a horror.
Yep,
It looks
it
pretty
is.
good.
It is a mix. According to the director, it is a mix of Westworld and A Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, I saw Fantasy Island. I'm like, oh god. And then I started watching. I'm like, oh well, this is not what I was expecting.
Actually, the trailer makes me want to see it.
Yeah, right.
Do they have a tattoo?
Yeah,
Person?
yeah, but
No, they do.
he's not a little guy. He's not super little, but yeah.
Yeah.
February 27th, that will be in theaters. So I'm kind of excited for it. At the trailer,
Yeah.
at first I'm like, Fantasy Island. Who wants to make a movie of this?
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban.
But it looked really interesting. So I did a little reading, and there was an interview with the director, and he said, yeah, it's a mix of Westworld and Cabin in the Woods. This really sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead. Of course, he writes the comic book and also was a creator of the TV show. He has been hired to write the reboot of American Werewolf in London.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
I'm on
one.
the fence. I don't know.
That's another one that's going to be tough.
Like I said, the year of reboots. They're announcing so many reboots in 2019, and there's been so many that hit the screen. It is definitely a sign of either a real lack of creativity, or it very well may be, our generation, our love for those movies. Those people are now directors and producers, and they're saying, you know
Right.
what? I think I could do a better spin on this. I think I could make this something so much more.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, just think of all the other stuff they're bringing back that people of our generation were into, like the Full House on Netflix.
Yep.
They have like 3 seasons of Fuller House.
Yep.
Netflix also has those 2 compilation shows out, The Toys That Made Us and The Movies That Made Us.
Dude,
Have you
the
seen
movies
either
that
one of
made
those?
us, I watched all those episodes already. I loved it.
I only watched the Home Alone one so far. I haven't watched any of the other ones.
Dude, the
but-
Dirty Dancing one was fantastic. I learned
Was
so
it?
much about that one that blew my mind.
The Ghostbusters one, I can't wait to watch that one.
That one was
looks like it's gonna be good,
fantastic too. That blew my mind too. That one, actually, after watching that one, I just feel frustrated by Bill Murray.
Yeah.
But that's a fantastic series. The Toys That
Yeah.
Made Us is fantastic too. But that Movies That Made Us really, really shines. I love it. I hope they do more.
Yeah, so that my point was, that all these things are geared towards people our age.
Yeah,
who,
nostalgia.
trying to relive those good times.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Announced this week, BBC, they have a series of the modern Dracula that will be hitting Netflix in January.
Oh, nice.
Now, historically, BBC has done a miniseries of Dracula multiple times throughout the years. In fact, 1970, was it 74 or 75, they created probably the most accurate adaptation from Bram Stoker's Dracula, the book, to screen in a miniseries. And I think a while back ago I pointed out to our listeners and on the website and to you guys and on Facebook about the review of Dracula movies that Cinemassacre did. And they scored them, and the BBC series in 1975 was number 2 in accuracy.
So this is going to be based off of Bram Stoker's book again?
Yep, but a modern twist, they said. So it's probably most likely not going to be a direct adaptation. They say it's really going to be aimed for the 10-aughts. So this generation that's going to be
so there won't
teenagers.
be any castles and...
I don't know. The trailer showed castles. The trailer also showed Dracula with blood in his eyes, kind of like the Curse of Dracula from Christopher Lee. Do you remember all the scenes? Like there whenever he was a bloodlust, his eyes were like bloodshot.
Yeah,
and they showed some scenes of that. So I'm like, I'll watch it. It's going to be on Netflix. I have Netflix. I'll watch it.
Sure. Yeah, check it out.
I did post when I watched that. It inspired me to post to our Facebook the Hammer Films collection of Christopher Lee's Blood Feasting. There was a collection.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
It's like a clip of all the scenes where he attacks women to feed.
Nice.
Yeah. Netflix announces Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yes.
Series 3.
Yep.
Yeah, can't wait.
And the trailer
caught up finally.
Yeah, the trailer looks fucking dark.
Yep.
Well, yeah, she's the queen of hell now, right?
Yeah, so they're going to lead off they left off the last series quite dark.
Yep.
So
the gates were open.
Yeah, and it looks like in the trailer she gets a visit from Satan. So I'm eager to see this. It looks like it's going to be a great third series. It's going to be very dark, and I'm excited for it. January 24th was the original announcement, but I did look at the trailer that they posted this week, and it says May. So I'm not sure exactly when it's coming out. If it's coming out in May, that sucks. I was hoping for January.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did, what'd they do? I think they did October prior, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they don't wait a whole year. The first the first 2 series plus
which is good.
Yeah, I mean, it was great.
I hate waiting a year because you forget.
Yeah.
Well, and they're
You gotta
dealing with
rewatch.
a fairly young cast and crew, so
Yeah, you're going to try to keep them looking young,
yeah,
I guess, right?
Yeah.
True.
So that's exciting. MGM has also announced that they will be remaking The Dark Half.
Oh, yeah?
Stephen King's classic film that originally starred Timothy Hutton, if you remember.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that Timothy Hutton?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I saw that in the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
did.
wasn't a horrible movie, but again,
It wasn't great either. It was okay.
they stripped down really the story of the book, and that's the upsetting part of it all, right? But I'm open to a remake of that. It doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
If you watch the old one, it really doesn't hold up.
No,
The special effects aren't quite,
they're not very special.
No, it doesn't really hold up well. Transylvania 65000.
Oh, jeez.
The collector's
No.
edition.
Original cast?
Yep, the collector's edition is coming out on Blu-ray. You can pre-order it now. It ships February 11th on Amazon.com. The special edition Blu-ray along with cast and director commentary.
Nice.
Yes. I'm very excited for
Michael
that.
Richards was great in that movie.
That movie was so.
I think they have
good.
it. I
It
think
was
it's
so
on
good.
Prime. I think it's on Prime, or
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is on Prime. I think I watched it over Halloween.
because I gave it a look too. I was like, I should watch it again.
Yeah, so the Blu-ray edition comes out February 11th. The special collector's edition with extended film and some outtakes, along with the 2 trailers that were in theaters and 1 trailer from TV. It's a 4K restoration,
Wow.
and that version will be out on June 28th. No, I'm sorry. No, February 11th, 2020. So I'm excited for that. Pre-order it now. It looks amazing. Can't wait. Love that
Yeah,
movie.
it's a great movie.
Classic film. Must have watched it a dozen times when it was on HBO as a kid.
Yeah.
And it still makes me laugh, too.
I'll tell you, Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if you've watched the Disney Plus, The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
I have not yet.
Oh my God, it's so freaking good.
Yeah?
He's a national treasure. This man is a national treasure.
Is it like half-hour episodes or
1 hour. I believe they're 1 hour
1 hour
long.
episodes?
Yeah. The last episode I just watched was about denim and blue jeans.
All right.
How they're made, the history of them. And this dude, man, I'll tell you, Jeff Goldblum. Part of me thinks he's a little bit loony. The other part
That's
of
good, though.
Yeah, but the other part of me thinks it is so goddamn entertaining. I don't know who came up with the idea of that show, but they should be billionaires right now because that show is so funny, so good. One more thing. We talked about this on a previous episode. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong has that new miniseries, or that new series Servant on Apple TV Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I did not sign up for Apple TV Plus, but I'm going to sign up for the 1 week trial probably this weekend because that new series, Servant, Rotten Tomatoes, viewers give it a 94%.
Wow.
Really?
And critics give it an 84%.
Wow.
So
That's really high.
Yeah,
Huh.
I'm now like shit. I guess I better watch it.
Ugh.
Again,
I don't know
his,
if I
his
wanna-
stuff is hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss. But I believe Apple TV Plus is what, $4.99 a month.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna watch it just because of that. I read a couple reviews and I'm like, get out, really? Like I didn't sign up for Apple TV Plus because all the shows that were on it looked like they don't really float my boat.
Uh-huh.
But
And what else do they have to offer besides original content? Do they have
that's it. Original content.
that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened when Ash versus Evil Dead came out. Like,
Yeah.
I subscribed just for that because
Yeah,
there's
same here.
nothing else on that channel, and then I canceled it.
Yeah. Canceled it immediately.
And that's on
after.
Netflix now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you would have just waited, you could have.
Yeah. Come on. Wait.
Well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't wait because
actually-
that show
yeah, I
was
think
great.
That was only like $5 a month too. I think.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I signed up for
That's
it
a
just
great
because
show.
of that show too. And as soon as the show ended, I canceled it. And then when the next
Yep.
season came on, I started back up.
Yep.
Ashy
Exactly.
slashy.
Ashy slashy. Oh, what a freaking
Love
great
that
show!
puppet.
Oh my god, that episode was great. Not only that, the chick, what was her name?
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
liked her.
Oof. When she was smoking weed out of a shotgun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
awesome. That's the horror news.
Oh, hey, I forgot. I just started watching V Wars on Netflix.
How's that?
It reminded me because you were talking about vampires and then Netflix. It's good. It's a kind of a different take on vampires. So it's more like a disease that people caught from an ancient like prion being unthawed due to climate change.
Oh,
And it's
interesting.
not everyone is affected by it. Some people are and some people aren't, but it seems to be spreading in this town. And I'm only like 4 episodes in, but it's good. I like it.
All right. Well, that makes me. What is that on? What show is it?
Netflix.
Netflix.
It just came out like I think last week. The first episode's like 45 minutes, and then episode 2 and 3 are both about a half an hour, and then episode 4 is like 45 minutes. So they're not all the same, but it's been good. I like it.
All right. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I saw the trailer for it, but I'm like, eh.
And I've been watching Mindhunter. It's not total total horror, but serial killers are kind of dark and gloomy. And
Yes.
that's really good. That's on Netflix as well, Sal. It's called Mindhunter.
Mindhunter. Gotta take some notes.
It's about the inception of like criminal profiling from the FBI back in the early 70s.
Oh.
It's kind of cool. Really cool because it has that 70s soundtrack and that Rob Zombie feel to his movies. You know what I mean? It's kind of neat. Some cool characters. Lots of people smoking cigarettes. It's a cool show.
Awesome. All right. So there's the horror news. Let's get to the top 5.
All right.
This month's top 5. Top 5 haunted house movies, as chosen by each of us.
Television shows.
Movies, TV shows, yes.
Yeah.
And this month we are going with Chris, Sal, Craig. So start off with Chris.
Okay, so my number 5, I went with The Woman in Black.
Oh, very good.
I really I didn't see that when it first came out. I'm not sure why I kept putting it off and putting it off.
Same here.
I was the same way.
And then I watched the trailer again, like months later. I'm like, why haven't I watched this yet? And then I watched it, and I really dug it. Like, it was, kind of set a bit further back in time. I want to say it was like maybe like early 19th century or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
And just like I liked the atmosphere of it, real creepy, and
Acting was good.
Acting was good, and it was a good story too.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. So that was my number 5. My number 4 was Poltergeist, classic Steven Spielberg 80s ghost picture.
Also did a remake of that one.
I haven't seen the remake. Was the remake any good?
It wasn't terrible.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it followed the story, but it was different in some ways, which was, good. But obviously the original one's, like, kick-ass.
Okay, my number 3 is The Shining.
Oh.
It's a hotel, but not a house. So, it's...
No, it still
I figured
counts.
It counted, right? Like,
yep.
It's a classic. And I remember watching the TV show remake of it, and I still like the Jack Nicholson version a little bit better. It's a bit more scary, like crazy scary, I think.
Yeah.
Number 2 is The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I had kind of like taken a break from like haunted house movies for a while. Like it just, I don't know, the Paranormal Activity one I just didn't care for. Like everybody like dug that, and after that, like people kept trying to do those.
Make it through Paranormal Activity.
People kept trying to like make that, but like different versions of it, and I kind of was just like, blech.
Yeah.
So The Conjuring was like caught me off guard, and I was like, wow, it's been a while since I've seen a movie that's creeped me out like this.
That did it, all right.
And then number 1, the Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, the series. And do we know when that second one's coming out? Did we talk about that?
It's The Haunting of Bly Mansion. Is that what it's called? I want to say it's January or February.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got a couple of honorable mentions. 13 Ghosts. Not the original. I don't remember watching the original, but I caught the remake, which I thought was the original when it came out in the 90s. And I kind of dug the concept of that one. Plus, Matthew Lillard is a guilty pleasure of mine. I tend to like that guy in whatever movie's in.
Yeah.
Conjuring 2. That one was more possession than haunted house, but I thought it still kind of fit in. And I actually really liked it. And then also 1408, which was the one with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good.
Again, a haunted hotel room to be exact, not a haunted house, but it had some really good like creepy scenes in it, and it was a different. I kind of dug the concept of that one.
Yep.
So
yeah, very good.
So those are mine.
All right, good list.
Awesome. That is a great list. All right, let's go through my top 5. My number 5 is the series Haunting of Hill House from Netflix, of course. I just freaking love that movie or that TV show.
It was great.
There were a couple jump scares in it that weren't quite necessary, but they scared the crap out of me. But the most impressive one is that episode 6, I believe it was, that takes place in the mortuary or the funeral home owned by the one daughter. Love that episode.
So eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4 is House, 1985.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Now,
one.
largely, it's not a fantastic movie. I have watched it recently with my daughter, and it's not a fantastic movie, but it still kind of holds up. The practical effects in it were really great, and the story was,
It was a good story.
Yeah, it was great. I have a lot of nostalgia attached to that, but yeah, it's still good. My number 3 is The Conjuring, 2013. Again, great movie. Really a comeback, I would say, for haunted houses.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, agree.
Because prior to that, think about it. How many haunted houses were there after the 1980s? There weren't very many haunted houses.
Not a lot at all.
Yeah, and that
Like,
was
none.
kind of, like I said, that was kind of why I just kind of wasn't into them much anymore, because there wasn't anything worth watching.
Right. My number 2, 1408, also. That takes place in a
nice.
hotel room, but more importantly, that is a Stephen King story.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, it is.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Don't say the changeling, Sal.
My number 1, Poltergeist.
Ah,
Okay.
there you
Yeah.
go.
1982. That one had practical effects in it that literally scared the shit out of me. Whether it was
Yeah, like the dude's face
the
melting.
face melting, the
Yeah.
steak climbing across the counter and then busting into a pile of maggots.
Yeah.
There were some effects in that movie that just, as a kid, I believed it was true. that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, it was
believed
good
it.
effects for the time period.
So that one, 1982, it was a good movie. And my honorable mentions, I do have on here Amityville Horror from 1979, the 79 version to be clear. The remakes all have been pretty much garbage. The House on Haunted Hill, the remake from 1999, not the original Vincent Price movie.
Vincent Price one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Vincent Price one, the effects just don't hold up. It was far too old of a movie. But the 1999 with Famke Janssen or whatever the hell her name is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
was good.
Wasn't Liam Neeson in that too?
No, that was was he? It? No,
The Haunting.
That
The
was
Haunting.
that was the haunting.
That had, like, Catherine Zeta-Jones
Which
in
that
it.
is actually
Okay.
the story of Hill House. That was the movie version
Yes,
of the story of
yes.
Hill House, which was absolutely shit. That movie was shit. Just to be clear, it was complete and utter shit.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with
The
you.
Haunting of Hill House was what? Wasn't it like? Man, I don't even remember who was all in that. It was like
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else was in that one.
that Famke Janssen. She was in it. Jeffrey Rush. That's right. Jeffrey Rush was her husband or something,
Oh, yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That one had some
Yep.
weird special effects in it that just kind of freaked
Yeah,
me
like
out.
that lion. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
So that was the Haunting of Hill House. The Changeling I have in my list here only for honorable mention because that was one of those movies that got great reviews, and when we went to see it, it was a bit of a letdown. It did not hold up.
No, I didn't think it
Yeah.
held up at
Not
all.
at all.
Nope.
And then also 13 Ghosts, which also was mentioned by Chris. Which
Yep.
again, that one there were some scenes in that one that were just freaking horrific.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty good for its time in 2001. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. Got a lot of the same on my list. Number 5, I had The Shining.
Awesome.
Number 4, I had The Conjuring.
Yeah, we all had that one. Very nice.
Yep. Number 3, The Woman in Black.
Good movie.
And I could go part 2 on that one too. I would like to lump that one in because when I saw The Woman in Black and I saw that there was a part 2 coming out, it was one of those movies where I couldn't wait for it to come out. I enjoyed The Woman in Black that much. I
So
really
was
did.
the sequel that good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
I'll have to
sequel
check it
was
out.
good. Yeah.
Was it Daniel Radcliffe in that one too?
yeah.
Huh.
I think if I can remember.
Huh.
Yeah.
To check it out.
I think what turned me off for that when it was in the theaters, not going to see it, was Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
No, he does.
He did, and I
I
was,
know you associate him with Harry
right.
Potter.
So that's
stuff
what
too.
made me not go see it originally, and I waited till it came out on video to watch it.
Yep. So yeah, number 3, Woman in Black. Number 2, I had Poltergeist.
Yes.
And number 1, I had The Haunting of Hill House as my number 1.
Awesome.
So our top fives were all kind of the same.
Yeah.
The only thing different I have, honorable mentions, and this one I had a hard time. I was going to put it in my top 5, but I didn't, was Sinister.
All right.
Yeah, that, you know what? I was going to add that to my honorable mention, too. It starts out as a haunted house movie, but in the end, you kind of find out it's not really the house, right? It's the kid that's haunted.
Yeah, that's
But
the same with like Insidious. Cause
True.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Insidious, but I was like, the people are haunted and not the house.
Yeah,
'cause
but
they're
you think
followed
it's a
around.
haunted house. You think it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would get. Yeah.
I also had Amityville for honorable mention, and then The Legend of Hell House.
I don't think I know that one.
Oh, yeah.
The original one with Roddy McDowell.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that one.
That was good
Yeah.
for its time too. That one was really creepy, and that had some good scares in it too. Like for as old as it is, it had some good scares in it. I thought.
Let's check that one out.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
Sal?
I do.
Yeah, but I always liked Roddy McDowell when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
that's
That was like
one of the reasons I.
shit. That was early 70s, right? It had to be like
Yeah.
70s.
No, that yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Roddy McDowell. Yeah, that's awesome.
I just always picture him as the dude from.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh wait, no,
Cornelius.
No, man, Fright Night. Come on.
Clockwork Orange.
What?
No, that's Malcolm.
That's Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Oh yeah, okay, got the wrong.
We're
guy.
talking Roddy McDowell. He's Planet of the Apes and
That's
Fright
probably
Night.
his father, I'm guessing, right? Is that his dad?
Yeah, I think it is his
Is
dad.
that how they're
Yeah.
related? Oh, interesting.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
Got the wrong one. Got the young one. Although he's old now too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, awesome. Very good. All right, so now we're on to our review. Now, this time around, we didn't review a movie. We reviewed a series.
Yep.
This is the series Marianne, which appeared on Netflix. I think they debuted it in September. It is a French film. You can opt to watch it with subtitles or
Did you
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you watch the French version, Sal?
No, I'm lazy.
Yeah, I watched the dub too.
I'm the only one that watched the French version.
Now, just to say, I did go to the French version
Yep.
to look at a couple different scenes.
And I did the opposite. I did too. I went to the English version just to see, because I thought the French, the old lady.
Yes, I agree. I agree with what you're about to say. The voice.
Her voice and her acting was insanely awesome.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it just wasn't the same. And the one part was the perfect example was the phone call.
That phone call was
Remember,
creepy.
On the second episode, I think.
Well, let's
right?
quickly just stop here and
Okay,
say, look,
okay.
spoiler alert. We're gonna talk some details about this show because it was pretty freaking intense.
Yeah, I liked it. I really dug it a lot.
Wouldn't be able to give it a good review without some sort of real delve into some of those scenes. But yes.
Yeah, when Craig originally told us about it, I was like, I don't want to watch it because it's in subtitles. And he kept saying how good it was, and I was like, all right, let me go. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, Netflix sometimes you can actually choose the dubbed version.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
And they had the dubbed version, so I'll watch it now.
Well, the thing, I don't mind reading subtitles. The problem is, for a movie, not so bad, because I got to wind up watching it at least twice, right? Because if you're reading the text on the screen,
you're missing stuff.
shit that's going on. And there were so many scenes that were going on in this series that I was like, I'm not going to be able to do that.
But see, I was able to, and sometimes they put them on the top.
Yeah.
Which helped. I thought that was better than the bottom.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I didn't have a problem. I got to watch. I know sometimes if there's an apparition in the corner of the room or something, you're going to miss it because you're trying to read.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah.
Yeah. So let's kind of go into a broad kind of review of this. Now, initially watching it, in the beginning there, I wasn't sure exactly what the hell was going on, right?
Yeah, same here. Took me a couple episodes to figure out what the deal was.
I would say by the third episode, I kind of understood. Oh, okay, I kind of get what the hell's going on now.
Yeah, yeah.
But at first, I was like, what is wrong with that freaking lady? Like, what the hell's going on here? And the hanging flesh pouches and
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, like,
that's nasty.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Like tied together with hair or something then
And
too.
teeth inside. Was her
Teeth inside
Yeah,
of it. That was first of all, whoever wrote this, and I don't recall who wrote it. It was obviously someone in France. This was actually aired in France originally as a TV series. But I know that this people have talked about the directors, Samuel Bowden or something like that. Bowden. But yeah, so how would you summarize the real story here?
So she was she was plagued by nightmares as a child, but the nightmares came from that woman that was she was a witch, or they assumed she was a witch, and they buried her in that hole there in that town. And they were supposed to consecrate the grave, and I don't know, I forget why he didn't, but they buried it without destroying the corpse, and I guess it was possessed or some shit. And the spirit of the witch Marianne kept haunting that girl when she was growing up.
So she wrote a whole series of books about it, right?
And that seemed to help her,
cope
with her nightmares that she was having. But it had an effect on the town.
Right.
So the way the show opens up is she's done writing the series. She Marianne's dead, and the heroine of her stories is defeated her. But then all of a sudden, shit starts getting weird again.
Right.
Because when she stops writing the book, Marianne's, I guess, the legend of her, she wants to be remembered or something like that. So
she wants her to
starts
continue writing.
Yeah. And she messes with her and her family and the whole town to get that to happen, which then shit gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, it gets really fucking crazy.
So I guess that's pretty much the summary, right? That's
the witch makes bad things happen to people closest to her friends,
right?
Her friends.
In the I believe the way I got it,
to sort of coax her into to force her, not coax, but sort of almost force her.
It was almost as if
writing.
it was her, instead of as a child it was easy to haunt her in her dreams, but now she had to do more impactful things on her life in order to coax her to try and get her to write some more.
Right. And there was some nasty stuff she did.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. And not only that, the one scene that blew my mind, it might have been only the second episode perhaps, when she walked in.
The phone call?
When she walked in and her parents banging up in the stairway.
Oh, yeah.
Only in France, man.
And then they chased after her naked.
Yeah, only in France. Only in France.
And then they ran into the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And they were gone for a while. They were gone into the woods. It was the whole thing. Every single episode felt uncomfortable.
Yeah. No,
definitely.
and you're right. And that's what I liked about it. Every episode just had this, it made you tense, and there was some good jump scares.
Yep. Well, even at the end there, where I thought that one part where she was having sex with her friend, that black guy that she I thought that really happened.
Yeah.
And then apparently there at the end of the show, she goes to say goodbye to him, and he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I'm like, so who the hell was that?
Was the witch.
Was that man? She I was like, oh, so that's crazy.
Yeah. And I almost enjoyed it. I don't want to say it, but I almost liked it better than The Haunting of Hill House. I guess if it wasn't
I want to say
foreign film,
I want to say it was creepier.
Yeah.
There was I felt more uneasy watching this than I did Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
But it's been a while too since I saw The Haunting of Hill House, but I think I had those feelings too with that.
True.
No,
True.
I remember saying this is the best show
Yeah.
ever.
I mean, that made you feel uneasy, but this one was really... I mean, this had all the key things that you have in
Oh, this is totally... I mean, this is so well done.
Yeah.
Like I said, just the scenery... Like I said, I like the acting because I watched the real French version, and I thought they did a really good job.
It has all the classic kind of possession type scenes in it where, she's soiling herself. The old lady is fucking pissing her pants, and it's fucking gross. But the thing about it is I can't think of a single one of those 8 episodes that made me feel at ease. They were all full of tension. They were all full of just an uneasy dread. Yeah, absolutely. Dread is the word I'm looking for. Just this.
Yeah, I would like to see more from this guy.
Then there's that creepy doll too.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is that doll actually talking, or is it Marianne talking through the doll, or what the hell's going on with that thing? That doll creeped me out. It was like, but if it wouldn't have said shit, it would have been a creepy doll.
I think the what was it, the like police inspector in the second episode,
Yep.
just that guy was fucking retarded, I think.
Yeah.
Even throughout
What is that?
throughout the whole thing, the involvement of the police has been
Yeah, he was sort of like a bumbling detective.
like he's just not good at his job.
Yep.
Well, then that's one of my favorite like episodes / scenes was when they all finally get together in that little schoolhouse thing there, and she doesn't have them trapped per se,
Yeah.
but she does, and she goes through him first,
Yeah.
and like I was like, holy, like it just gets that episode really just out of all of them like made me feel probably the most dread.
Yeah.
Because like, who's she gonna get into next?
Yeah.
Like, they were all scared.
Like that
'cause,
whole
like,
ritual scene at the school there. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking-
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
like they thought they were gonna like take care of her there, and she was like, nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
And then she just starts picking them off one by one, like making them like crazy,
Yeah.
and then possessing them.
Yeah.
Kinda.
yeah. Yeah, I'll say that definitely a series worth watching, no
Oh
doubt.
God, yeah.
Um,
That's why I was pretty adamant. Let's doing this.
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, I do feel like
Yeah.
it may even deserve 2 watches, because if you watch it the first time in English and then watch it again in the French version, only because
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it again with the subtitles, not the. That's the one problem
I'm
with
telling you that old lady is just like her voice. It's like very raspy and smoky.
well, the great thing about watching it a second time in French is that you already got the gist of what's
Yeah.
happening.
Right, so you don't really need to. You don't have to concern yourself so
right.
much.
So
Yeah.
you could glance at the subtitles and read them. You don't have
Right.
to intently read them to see what the hell's actually going on.
Well, yeah, I already.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like the English was good. Like French to English dub is better than Chinese to English, but it still sounded like some of them when they were talking, they were like not talking in a horror movie. They were talking like in a sitcom.
Right, and
Like their voices didn't really match.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's why I didn't.
And that's why there were 2
the
episodes that I
dubbed.
actually was like, you know what, I just want to see these scenes in the original French.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I went to them, I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Did you do the phone?
Yeah, I did the phone. I did
Oh,
I did the episode with the ritual at the school.
Yep.
I watched that one in French, and the phone call, the old lady's voice. I was interested in really her
Oh,
original
yeah.
voice for that.
And that, like I said, that helped. Just it creeped me out, like her voice. Like I said, it just had that raspy.
Oh, absolutely.
smoky-
Whoever they
Really
picked,
scary.
whoever they picked to do her English version of her voice just didn't pick the right voice for it.
No, and like I said, she just her acting. That old lady just insane. Just what a job.
It makes me wonder if the director even had any input on who gets to do the American voices, the English voices, because
yeah. Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like the director would not have picked some of those people to do some
Yep.
of those voices because they just didn't seem.
I don't know because like I said,
They didn't fit.
Yeah,
I
they didn't
watch
fit the character.
dubbed.
Just didn't seem to work right.
Yeah.
But that overall, fantastic series.
Good job, Netflix, picking that one up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the great thing about Netflix. They've been really picking up a lot of these foreign TV series and movies, and some of them are a hit,
Yeah.
and some of them are a miss. This one, I would say, is a hit.
Yeah. Makes me like now I'll check out other ones. Usually I just kind of pass over. I'm like, it's in.
What was
I
that
don't wanna
Spanish
watch it.
one that I watched 2 years ago? I can't remember that one. It was the one with
Veronica.
yeah, Veronica.
or-
That was the one.
Yeah,
That was the Spanish one, right? That was
I watched that one full blown too
Yeah.
with subtitles.
yeah. I don't know if they
As
I
good?
don't know if they had the English one
Yeah, it
when
was
I first
okay.
watched
It
it.
wasn't-
Right? I think it was only available in Spanish the first time I.
Yeah,
put it
like I
up.
said, I don't.
Yeah,
really-
they don't. Not all of them have like all the different dubs available. Just some.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I
they do it
even
like
let the right one in. I watched the original too. I didn't watch that one dubbed.
No, I didn't watch that one dubbed either. That one. There wasn't that much dialogue to read.
No,
And
no, you're
you
right.
get the gist of a little girl killing
That
people.
was slow. That was a slow burner. So yeah, I mean that one you could watch.
I love that movie. That's one of my top 5 vampire movies. If you remember the list, what is it? Over a year ago now.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So, what are we going to give the ratings on this one? I'm going to say out of 5 stars, I'm going to give this 4.
Yeah, I'm going to say 4 as well.
I'm going 4.5.
Excellent. So
So we do it.
we'll
4.
round it out to 4. The American Nightmare podcast
Yep.
says that this now is a Marianne is a 4-star TV series that's definitely worth watching. It's 8 episodes, roughly. Well, they're about an hour each.
Yeah, 50
Yeah.
plus minutes, give or take.
It seems like there might have been commercials in them when they were aired in France. So, but definitely worth watching. I would call it a bit of it's a horror for sure, but it's a drama, and also it's very much one of those.
Well, yeah, it has a good, awesome story.
Yeah,
and that's
it's just
when you say it drama.
Yeah, it's an excellent story, but it's definitely one of those series that while you watch it, you will just find yourself consumed with this
you want to watch
dread.
it. Yeah, you can't wait to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but the whole atmosphere is just going to make you want to watch more.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Awesome, excellent, and that's a wrap for this episode. We just got to talk a little bit about the next movie. Will be Black Christmas. Yeah, we agree.
Sounds good.
The new version, or just Black
The new
Christmas
version,
in general?
the one
or?
that's out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And we can actually attempt to if we can figure out a day that works for everybody within the next 2 weeks. Try to squeeze another one in.
Well, let's see when.
Possibly. After I watch it the first time.
Yeah, Craig. Once you watch it, let us know, and then we can.
Or Chris, yeah. Chris is going to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to see it tomorrow too. What about you?
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you can go whenever. Just let us know, and then we'll schedule a show.
Okay. All right. That works.
And for top 5,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. We're running out of
So
stuff.
we're going to be January, right? So we can't do Christmas.
How about ones that take place in the winter?
Yeah, there you go.
Winter-themed horror movies.
There you go.
Doesn't matter if it's slasher or vampire or...
Oh, I got mine.
Just
all right,
winter.
that sounds great. I've got 3. I got 3 off the top of my head
Yeah,
that I
like
know.
I said, I got my number 1 already.
So top 5 winter-themed horror movies.
All right, sounds
I
good.
like that. That's a good call.
Very good. All right, excellent, guys.
All right.
And we'll talk maybe in a few weeks. We'll see.
All right, sounds
All
good.
right, excellent. Thanks, guys.
All right. Yep.
All right, talk to you later.
We'll see you.